Well, Moises Caicedo transfer hardens, and remember it's to Chelsea, so we are going to come here and really tell you why it has gone ahead to Harden, and Chelsea have gone ahead to start to put out options that Brighton don't fancy anymore. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. It's the transfer news show, and how is your evening doing, guys? Welcome back from church. Those that have prayed from church, and those that have prayed from home. Thank you, people, for really knowing the Lord and fearing Him. Muslims, you pray 5 times a day for you. Thank you for always saying those prayers to Allah. And this is Rokani David All Arad. You can as well follow me on Twitter at Rokani Media FB. That's where you're going to get most of the stories that we are not even able to bring up to here onto this platform. Now, we are talking Ryan Gravenberch, and there is Hakimi Ziyech. So endeavor to see yourselves being on this channel until this video comes to a halt. Now, let's see close to 200 likes. Smash in this video, and don't forget to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Let's start it off with a Moises Caicedo deal that looks like it's hardening, and obviously it might call in other clubs like Arsenal, Man United, maybe Liverpool to go ahead and really hijack it. Now, Chelsea will look to pay a lower fee for Moises Caicedo. The club would be willing to include players as part of the deal, but they are determined not to let Levi Colwill join Brighton. They would be more willing to include Conor Gallagher. That is it. Now, apart from Conor Gallagher, we've also been told by Ekrem Conor that Chelsea may offer Christian Pulisic or Conor Gallagher to Brighton as part of the deal to sign Moises Caicedo, 21 years of age. Now, this is where it gets interesting. You know, Brighton doesn't want any player included into this deal apart from Levi Colwill, and the only player that they want to be included into the deal is one that Chelsea aren't willing to let go. That is Levi Colwill, who was on loan at Brighton from last summer to this summer, and he came in through as a loan option, as a loan. Make weight to the deal of to the deal of Chicharella from Brighton to Chelsea. That was it. So as it stands, it's really tricky, and that deal has gone ahead to Harden. That's why I've made that the title of the story, because Chelsea don't want to pay £100 million. You know, they are saying the amount of money that Arsenal is paying for Declan Rice should be the same amount of money Chelsea should pay for Moises Caicedo. So, as it stands, Chelsea believe that if at all they really get in a player to be used as a make weight on this deal, that price might be narrowed down to like 60 or 70 million pounds, something that is really realistic into their evaluation. And remember, they cannot spend 100 million pounds on the player before they sell Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, as they would have gone ahead to violate the financial fair play rule. That's it. When you look at Brighton's side, they're really in a safe zone. Why? After Moises Caicedo put up a public request in January when Arsenal wanted to sign him, and they blocked him from going ahead to play for Arsenal, they managed to convince him to add more 4 years onto his deal at Brighton, because they knew such situations would arise, that if at all Moises Caicedo refuses to sign a new contract, he'll be left like 2 years on his contract, and that won't be helping them to get the realistic amount of money or the realistic asking price they want from the player. Now, even if Moises Caicedo doesn't leave Brighton, Brighton will be 100% safe. They'll be in their safe zone, because they know even next season they will be able to make the same call for the same amount of money. And Brighton know it that there are teams like Man United whose takeover is really playing in their favor. They understand, even if Chelsea takes long not to get this deal over the line, by the time United makes its takeover thing done, like in August, Ten Hag might go in for him, as Ten Hag wants Declan Rice, but Declan Rice is going to Arsenal, and by the time the takeover stuff is done for United to come in and hijack the deal of Declan Rice, it will be no more, because Arsenal would have gone ahead to really accomplish that deal. So everything is playing in the favor of Brighton, and they really understand that they are on the safe side. The only player they would love to see in this deal is Levy Colwell, and they've made 2 bids, and those 2 bids have been rejected by Chelsea. The first bid was £30 million. It was rejected by Chelsea. The second bid was £40 million, and it was turned down by Chelsea. So, for Brighton to come out and get in players like Pulisic, I don't see it happening. Conor Gallagher. For Conor Gallagher, you'll understand that maybe there might be an interest, and Brighton might be turned on if at all De Zerbi believes he's a player he can use in his midfield. But it's still hard, and this transfer really has lots of days and weeks to go. And this is where I go ahead and really give kudos to Fabrizio Romano, because he warned us ahead that however much else have gone ahead to try to agree personal terms with Moises Caicedo, but there is still a long way to go for the negotiations between Chelsea and Brighton to get this deal over the line. That is it. So that is it for Moises Caicedo, and let's wait and see how everything is going to pan out. But it's really looking a very hard deal to do. Now we are having Ryan Gravenberch, a player that had a very bad debut season at Bayern Munich, and Ekram Konah, he's a global transfer expert, has told us that Liverpool are interested in Ryan Gravenberch, who has voiced his discontent at his lack of playing time at Bayern Munich last season. Obviously, I brought you the story when he was informing us that he's not willing to spend the same amount of time that he spent at Bayern Munich without playing first-team football. And his aim is to go ahead and play first-team football next season. And teams like Liverpool, Man United are really interested. But Bayern Munich have not yet given in their say, because Thomas Tuchel first wants to assess the player Ryan Gravenberch. He's a very good player, and I think Liverpool are trying to push to get him. And if at all they get him, they would have gone ahead to get themselves a very good player on a cheap. I don't think Bayern can ask more than £30 million. That is it, because they would have gone ahead to make a profit of like £10 million as they bought him from Ajax at 25 million euros. That is like £20 million. So it doesn't baffle me if at all he goes to Liverpool after the assessment of Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel is needing another central midfielder. He went in for Declan Rice and he pulled out. So he's looking at the likes of Sofian Amrabat and so on and so forth. So it leaves us in a very doubting situation on whether Thomas Tuchel is going to let him in or out, as Thomas Tuchel has Gratzeka, he has Joshua Kimmich, he still needs one more central midfielder, and those are the 2 positions that Ryan Gravenberch plays at Bayern Munich. So will he overtake Kimmich or Gravenberch? We wait and see when the preseason of Bayern commences on 13th of July, and I think that's when you're going to be getting more concrete news and stories when Bayern starts to play into what we call the preseason games, whether Ryan Gravenberch is going to be given a very huge goal at this club of Bayern Munich. If at all he doesn't get the goal that he wants, he'll find himself sold to the Premier League, and that is Ryan Gravenberch for you. And he's lucky that with a bad season has been having at Bayern Munich, teams like Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool are still interested in him. He's just lucky because few players get such a season and really see themselves really cold. Look at Yuri Tillemans, having been at Leicester City, relegated, poor season. He ended up going to Aston Villa. Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, we are no longer interested in him. Likes of Man City, they never came in through because they thought that he had really dropped off in form. So, lastly, let's do Hakimi Ziyech coming in from Chelsea. We are being told that understand that Hakimi Ziyech is intrigued by a move to Al-Nassr, and that talks will take place in London as Santi Aouar called. Chelsea keen to get Ziyech off the wage bill. Sources indicate Ziyech can earn a wage of up to 30 million euros per year, plus other earning opportunities. That's a very huge amount of money, because if he's earning 30 million euros per year, that is a lot of money. It calls for him to be earning close to 200 to 250,000 pounds a week at Chelsea. That is it. And it's really, because if at all someone is earning, if someone is earning 30 million euros, let's convert. Mr. Calculator, where are you? 30 million euros. 30 million euros divided by 52 weeks. It's really a huge amount of money, guys. You know, it's really a huge amount of money, because it means every week he's valued like £500,000, half a million euro. That's it. Because if you are getting €500,000 per week, you know, those are 2 million euros per 2 million euros per month, times the 12 months, you know, those are 24 million euros. That's a huge amount of money that Ziyech is earning. Oh my God, how could Chelsea give him such a huge contract? You know, I understand by the time they signed him from Ajax, he was one of the best right attacking midfielder in Europe, but you cannot give him such a deal. You can't give him such a deal. So that is it for Hakim Ziyech. Chelsea are going to sell him, and they want to really relieve their wage bill. And that's the only way Chelsea are supposed to go ahead and really get themselves onto the negotiations to see themselves really winning and signing deals like the Moises Caicedo, because they need to sell off players as up. So guys, your thoughts on to Moises Caicedo transfer hardening are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Ryan Gravenberch to Liverpool, interest increasing? And lastly, Hakim Ziyech, Chelsea willing to offload him. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God protect you abundantly.